wearing lingerie, and like every single day I would try hard. I would come home from work and I would try it. I would wake up in the morning, I would try it, and obviously I would be at work and I would try it. Now, growing up how I did, it's no shock that I was really excited seeing all this money that was coming in. And so I tried really hard. I posted hundreds, if not thousands of times a day in so many Reddit pages, on my OnlyFans, on my Twitter, just stuff like that. And as you know, I was working as a preschool teacher, technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten. And so I had a lot of free time at work where I would post on those apps. I did go to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude. A lot of the reason why I did that was because I was getting paid by people, and now when I said that, people thought I was getting paid by like Pete.
I don't even know how to start with this, guys. So we have this individual by the name of Michelle, I don't know how you say it, Duval, who is an OnlyFans creator who posted OnlyFans content while they were in preschool. Yeah, you see why I have a problem with this. Out of all the places of where you can do your OnlyFans content, you choose preschool kindergarten. What the...
I don't know if you could say this word, PDF files, you know what I'm trying to say. People thought I was catering to them, and now with some of those Reddit groups I was in, I should not have been in. They were definitely like dad, son, trans girls. I got kicked out of a lot of groups for like not even fitting the criteria. And it was definitely weird, but when you're in sex work, I don't know. I was just too blinded by the money that was coming in. I know that's no excuse. So then...
But you still did it anyways, you twat wanker.
Fast forward to the day I took my first nude at work. I honestly don't remember it, but I do remember that I would get paid like say $45 to take a picture. They'd say go take it, and I would. Now, I never did any of this while clocked in. I wasn't allowed to have bathroom breaks like that unless it was an emergency, of course. So when I was in the bathroom, I was upstairs, classrooms were downstairs, I was far away from everyone, in the teacher's bathroom that was locked. That's another thing people are confused about, because they see that the toilets had like little training seats on it, and there was 2 toilets in the bathroom, which was kind of weird. And I think like originally a long time ago, those were kids' bathrooms and we would use them in an emergency, but for the most part, those were for the teachers.
But that is still weird regardless if it's for the teachers, because if a teacher sees you doing that in a bathroom, it's still weird as freak. The purpose of a bathroom is for you to take a leak or a dumpy or wash your hands, not to do OnlyFans content. And considering this is a preschool, this is pretty weird.
I'm not excusing anything I did. There is definitely no excuse, but I do just want to say that it would have happened at that time at any job I worked at. If I was working at the movie theater, still would have happened there instead. It just so happened to be at the daycare, which makes everything so much more worse. I didn't even fully remember anything until people went on my OnlyFans and they found it for me. And a lot of people are saying that I'm still getting paid for those posts, so that they're still up, but they're not. I took those down already. And if you go to my OnlyFans, you'll see I have thousands and thousands and thousands of posts. And I scrolled so far, as much as I could, to find them all. And it was probably like 4 or 5 different posts. There's no reason or excuse I shouldn't have waited till I got home. I guess I was just too focused on the money. And at that time, I hadn't started my social media career, or maybe I just started it, but I was really focused on the success I was getting on OnlyFans and all the money I was earning, and I used that money to start my shopping vlogs, and that's how I got started on social media full-time. But I didn't become full-time overnight. It took me over a year to start accumulating money like that, and then to start being successful on social media. Should I have done it? No. It was gross. It doesn't excuse anything, but at the same time, I hate when people call me names when I know it's not true, or people assume that I was doing stuff that I wasn't doing just because it was at a daycare. Where it was had nothing to do with what I was doing or what I was putting out or the people I was talking to.
Gross, unprofessional, weird. Does not make sense to you? Is that not right of me to call you that? Because those are the 3 things that you are. Now, for granted, I'm not gonna say that you're an EDP, but it's still freaking weird that you did that in a kindergarten. If this person is still a teacher to this day, I think I'm gonna lose faith in humanity.
Those people did not know where I worked. Those people did not care where I work. I remember I did post in some of those groups before, like, I'm a teacher. I was trying to have that shock factor. I was trying to have that thing that makes me kind of different. A lot of the captions and the things I would use, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this here, I would use as clickbait, because I know whenever you post like that on your OnlyFans, people can see your captions, but they can't see the stuff that you're actually posting. Now, my work did know about my OnlyFans. I made a video about this a while ago, how people sent my news in like a letter to my bosses, and my bosses confronted me about it, but they completely had my back. They never judged me, but they found it disgusting that there were people online who were coming after me like that.
Okay, this is gonna sound mad wild or mad crazy, but if you have naked pictures of yourself and you keep it to yourself for some reason, or you share it privately with someone who is also an adult and you're an adult, then that's more tolerable. But when you're an OnlyFans creator, it's public knowledge, or it's for the public to see. So what I'm having an issue is, since this person, Michael Duvall, I hope I'm saying their name right, is an OnlyFans creator, and the teachers and the principal knows about this, and they're defending Michael for this, that is just horrible. I'm not trying to like judge people who do OnlyFans content, but you can't be an OnlyFans content and a teacher at the same time, because that is just like the weirdest and not really professional combo ever. Because you know for sure that these weird ass teachers are gonna do some OnlyFans at school for some reason, even though that's not good. Keep in mind that not only is Duvall the only OnlyFans teacher out there, but there's actually some OnlyFans teacher out there. Back in 2022, I remember a couple who were doing OnlyFans during school, during class time, and they did OnlyFans content, I'm pretty sure on a desk, and I'm like, what the freak? If Duvall just did OnlyFans for a living, then that's fine, that's his choice, but you can't be an OnlyFans creator and a teacher at the same time, because that's not a good combo, yo, and that's just mad weird. Could you imagine that your teacher is like an OnlyFans creator and they say, hey Jimmy, you want my OnlyFans account? Here, check it out.
So we did what we could to protect myself and not let people know where I work anymore. And I know my full story, I know the truth, but that does not excuse what I did at the preschool, and that does not excuse, I also have racist tweets, which I know if I address this, people will bring that up. I have tweets from like 2014 where I said the most insane things. I said things about animals I shouldn't have said, like abusive, not sexual. And I said things about people, groups of people, Black people, Asian people. I was very much unhinged and kind of wild as a kid, and I don't want to use the house I lived in as an excuse. There really is no excuse, but I do want to just let you know that the person I've been on social media this whole last few years, the person you've seen me grow into the last year specifically, that's the person who I am today. And so that's why I acted so removed from that and almost like I didn't care or something, because it was so long ago in my mind that it's not I didn't care, it's just it doesn't resonate with me anymore. I was also doing a lot of drugs, and I know I said I didn't want to bring up any excuses, but that's just partially why I don't really remember everything. And so seeing it come to light, it's almost like me seeing it for the first time, because I've completely shut it out of my mind, blocked it out. What I did was wrong, and I know a lot of people are going to say I'm only coming on here because I'm getting a lot of hate, and I don't know what to say to that besides, I guess, yeah, you're right, I'm getting a lot of hate, and it makes you really think, and it's really hard to not believe what people are saying about you. But I just wanted to tell you guys my story. I wanted to tell you the truth from my mouth, because I know hearing it from rumors, it can sound a lot worse than it was. I promise you no kids were ever involved. What I did in that bathroom had nothing to do about the building I was in. I know I let a lot of people down, and the people I let down the most is mothers and people with kids and people who thought they could trust me and knew who I was. I just want to say I'm truly sorry. I never meant to make anyone question the type of person I was. I never meant to hurt anyone. I never meant to make those mistakes. And people say they weren't mistakes, they were choices, which is absolutely true. I chose to do that stuff. I regret it so much. It's just not the person who I am anymore.
Okay, I know people change from time to times, and people who were like, younger back then used to say a lot of crazy stuff before. I get that a lot, but when you do stuff like this at the stage where you're an adult and you do irresponsible things such as this is not a mistake, this is a deliberate choice. And whoever hired this person, how come you didn't do a thorough background check? And once you were aware that this person was doing OnlyFans, how come you didn't fire them or suspend them in some way? Because honestly, if one of my employees were doing OnlyFans while in the middle of public or in a public space, they aren't gonna get out free. They're gonna get a slap on the wrist or something. Now, should we all get up in arms and get our pitchforks and torches to find Duval's location and home? No, obviously no, but we are justified to criticize and report this person because we don't want them in position of where they can teach preschoolers. It honestly just kind of disgusts me that the boss or the employees who worked with Duval were defending him and helping him keep his position, because honestly, if I heard that, I'm not letting this person in my team or teach preschoolers. But hopefully this person is fired from that position, and if he's still teaching to this day, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. But I got a message for you folks who defend this kind of stuff.
I am a racist to a point. Fucking.
But that just wraps around everything in this whole mess of a show. But with that being said, I'm gonna go back to the graves and tell you more disgusting and disturbing, sloppy stories like this. Goodbye.